All right. Hi, everybody. Protect yourself at all times. We are on it. You are listening to the Vegas Sportscast tonight. Bill O'Donnell. I'm Ron Futrell. And, boy, we're recording this on a Wednesday night, a non-NFL night. We've gone, Bill, help my math here. Is it 2 full days almost without an NFL game to watch?
It's been a day and a half. Actually.
Hold on. See my hand shaking? See it right there?
Yeah,
I'm nervous. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah, it's good to have NFL back. Everybody's been waiting, and I'll tell you though, it's been a lackluster week. I've talked to a lot of people, and they said it was a boring week one. Do you agree with that?
Boring week one. Okay, it started out bad for you because the Patriots lost.
That's true. Kansas City looks good though. I mean, Alex Smith is really putting the ball downfield, and I mean, much more than just being a game manager. He has been in the previous.
As good as the Rams. I mean, what team won? What team won by the largest margin of victory over the weekend?
Jacksonville Jaguars did pretty damn well too.
They did too, but it was the Rams over Indy. Okay,
yeah, Rams over Indy was another.
Which team looked the best week one? Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville. The Raiders looked good at Tennessee.
Raiders looked good. Jacksonville's defense is really cooking. I mean, I would say that Jacksonville Jaguars has one of the better defenses right now, week one wise. I mean, who knows how long that'll hold up? But I mean, some of those other teams that should have had great defenses, really didn't, stand the test.
So we've got a lot to talk about this hour for you here on the Vegas Sportscast. By the way, download this, tell a friend, let people know that we're on, talking everything in the world of Vegas sports because there's a lot going on here. We're going to talk some NHL hockey with the Golden Knights. They had an exhibition game, a second exhibition game against the LA Kings today. I've been with rookies, and I've been out at the scrimmages, the informal practices, scrimmages that they've been doing at the City National Arena here in Summerlin. I've been to half a dozen of them to watch the team work out. We've also got a big fight coming up. Canelo Alvarez against Triple G this weekend here in Las Vegas. That's going to be at T-Mobile Arena, and it's we haven't talked since the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight.
Yeah, you're right. We haven't
talked
even
since
talked
that.
Yeah.
There's been a little bit of a gap because it's been a busy time right now for both Bill and I in the world, but we're going to be more regular on this and have them in the future. So again, tell a friend, let them know. You got a website? You're working on the website here soon, Bill, with this?
Yeah, so first of all, obviously we are on Spreaker, broadcasting live right now. We are also on iTunes. We're on Google Play under the Vegas Sportscast, so you can tell your friends. On Twitter at Vegas Sportscast, as well as on Facebook, Vegas Sportscast. The website's coming along. It should be up early next week. I know we did things a little backwards. We decided to get some content out because sports don't stop. So, get the content out. Let's talk sports. And then the website will be up early next week. That's going to be thevegassportscast.com. And that will be up early next week. You'll have kind of different types of articles, news updates throughout the day, analysis, different things, power rankings. We'll take some of ESPN's and CBS's power rankings and put them to the test of Ron and Bill's power rankings
and see what we think. And of course, ours are going to be better.
Well, and maybe just a little biased. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk a little fantasy football too as things go on. I had, what's his name, Hunt from Kansas City. Okay, that rookie kid, a pretty good player.
Yeah,
I benched him. I had no need to play him, but he scored 50 points in one of my fantasy leagues for me on the bench.
I had him in my lineup. I'll tell you that.
You had him. You had him playing.
I had him playing.
Okay.
I didn't have many other options.
Well, you were the defending champ in a league that you and I were in last year. So in that same league,
it was that same league. Yeah, I'm in 3 different leagues right now. So how many you
3?
running?
I've got 3 different ones. Yeah, which is silly, but it is what it is.
2 ESPN leagues and 1 Yahoo league. I hate Yahoo, man. I do.
Yeah, mine are ESPN.
Yeah, I think
so. Yeah, they're ESPN.
I think later on, let's throw up on Twitter for a poll which people prefer for their fantasy football. Is it ESPN or Yahoo?
Okay,
for fantasy football, I think the majority of people like ESPN. Yeah,
I think so too.
It's so difficult. It's Yahoo.
Well, and here it's Yahoo. Okay, and I'm in Yahoo I have a league that I'm in with a bunch of guys. Many of them at ESPN. Okay, back in Connecticut, and put together this league where we have to pick against the point spread every game.
Yeah, wow.
Every game, every week. So we had 15 games this last week.
Yep.
Yeah, because there was one that was canceled, the Tampa Bay-Miami game.
And that is crazy, by the way. Tampa Bay-Miami game canceled. And their bye week that they shared originally is canceled. They play 16 straight games.
Yes, that's going to be bye. That's going to be tough. You like the bye during the football season to nurse some injuries.
They had that's going to be tough. They had a mid-season bye. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
But anyway, went 9-5-1, which was, of course, the one was the final game of the weekend.
Oh yeah,
that was a 3-point spread. San Diego against sorry, not San Diego. the Chargers from L.A.
The L.A. Chargers.
L.A. Chargers against Denver at Denver, and would have tied that game, of course. 5 seconds left in the kick. But anyway, that game was the tie in there because they were getting 3 points. Yep. They lost by 3. That's the tie. 9-5-1. So I'm pretty happy against the spread.
Yep.
You could do that every week. We would do a podcast. It would just be sports betting if I could do that every week. But that's Yahoo. But I don't do fantasy football on Yahoo. Plus, I'm in a Survivor League. Now, you know the Survivor Leagues, right?
I'm aware, but I don't know if all our listeners would be aware of how they work.
Survivor, you pick a winner each week. You only pick one team.
One team.
If it wins, you move on to the next week. But you can no longer pick that team again.
How many people get eliminated off of New England's loss?
Yeah, I would imagine a lot said.
First team of the
season. 8.5-point favorites. Boom. I took Pittsburgh.
Yep, okay.
Because and by the way, Cleveland scored late in that game.
And do you get to change it each week?
You change it each week. I'm going with the Raiders this week.
Okay, awesome.
I'm taking the Raiders against the Jets. They're 15-point favorites at home.
You know, I heard today that if you don't beat the Jets by 10 points, you can't really call it a win.
Well, the bookies, you certainly couldn't win any money this week if you don't beat the Jets. I think they were 11-point dogs last week. And this week, 15-point dogs. We do have a rundown of all the games and the point spreads. We'll go through that on this Wednesday evening. There is some news out of Boston. Let's jump into this right off the bat, Bill.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the presses this evening, and we'll find out if Cleveland's won again and won 21 straight. That'll be interesting to see.
Cleveland
check that and see what they're up to.
Has won.
They've won. So that's 21 in a row.
21 in a row.
Oh, that's crazy. That's Moneyball plus 1 right there. And it's the only other team to win that many was that Oakland team in 09? Was it?
No, it wasn't.
Was it more recent? Because they had to get the movie about it.
No, I mean the movie was. I mean, it was based on the team from the 90s, wasn't it?
1990s,
yeah.
1890s. No. Okay, maybe it was. Maybe it was that team from back then. But prior to that, it was like in the 30s and the teens, 1910 and that.
2002. Yeah,
2002. Okay. So anyway, with that, Cleveland's won. Okay, here's a story out of Boston tonight. Security confiscated a banner at Fenway Park that was unleashed in the 4th inning of the game from Fenway Park out there around the Green Monster area that said, here's the quote from the banner, "Racism is as American as baseball," was hung from the Green Monster, was up there for about 2 minutes, and the fans were removed that rolled it out there. And I'm reading the story here. The fans unraveled the sign, displayed it at the Green Monster in left field, at the 4th inning, and noted that it's hung for a couple of minutes before security then was able to pull it down and get the fans out of the stadium. So the question is, we're just throwing it out, we don't have an answer yet because this is breaking news right now, is who did it and why. I don't think here's my theory on this. I don't think real racists do that. I don't know. I just don't. Real racists quiet for the most part, quietly do their evilness. They don't want to be exposed.
So there is an online debate already about whether it was actual racists that did it, or was it somebody trying to spotlight the inherent racism in sports.
Which would have to be somebody left leaning. I'm going to go.
Yeah,
I'm going to go somebody left leaning that watches MSNBC. Not somebody that watches Fox News and try to do faux racism. Here's one of the problems, and I don't want to use the word fake news too much because that has lost its meaning and it's everywhere. But okay, here's an example. I'm out voting during the last primaries at Palo Verde High School here in Las Vegas, and there are long lines there for the caucuses, because we do a caucus in Nevada, not a primary where you to actually vote. Caucuses, and somebody shows up with in a hood, like a KKK type hood, okay? Shows up there with a sign, "I love Donald Trump."
Oh, come on.
Okay, no, seriously. And so I snapped a couple of pictures, and I told my wife, I says, I'm going to go pull the hood off this dude. And I guarantee you this is not a real racist. This is a faux racist going out there trying to do something to make it look like America's racist. Now, I never found out whether my theory was true, but listen, I'm right. Okay, so, I guarantee I've staked just about everything I've got on it. It was not a real KKK guy here in Las Vegas holding a sign up. It was a leftist piece of person who wanted attention and wanted to and it got on the news that night. It got on the news.
Here's one thing I've noticed just overall, and I'm not going to delve too much into the political side of things, and it happens on both sides of the aisle, is at any type of demonstration. Moreover, it does happen on the leftist side of the demonstrations when there is some controversial ruling that is about to hit, or even like last second, some type of ruling on something or some announcement. If you look into the audience at the number of people that have professionally printed signs, that is a big giveaway for some type of like, hey, something's up. These people aren't really protesting. They're likely getting paid to do it. And you look and you're like, because I remember there was some announcement the Supreme Court did, and no kidding, within 30 minutes, there was like 200 people with the same exact printed sign. And I'm like, this is obviously
not organic.
Yeah.
Not organic.
Yeah. Thought out, fully funded, fully printed. And just the sign itself that says racism is as American as baseball, it looks very professionally done. I mean, from a distance, you could probably see that but look how clean the lines are. You know what I mean? It's just, it's an interesting thing, and I'm almost tempted to think that this was a plant. The three people holding the sign, three white people, one dude, two females, they don't even look happy. I mean, they are just stone cold faces. Not your stereotypical look for a racist, I guess. But I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know, and that's where the message is. Being debated was it really racist trying to say, hey, racism exists and this is your calling card, it's okay, or was it the flip side where it was just saying that racism is inherent in sports, and Boston has been under the spotlight for the past probably year now for being what a lot of sports players say is an inherently racist city, and has taken some heat over the past few months for it. There's what's really interesting though about that is there's been cases where baseball players said that they were out in the field getting heckled by the fans, getting called the N-word. And there are enough microphones throughout the whole arena that it would be able to pick up on that, and not one microphone picked up on anybody using that word. And people have scoured the archives looking for instances, and they haven't found it. So it's really interesting, and it's hard to discredit a player saying it, but I don't know. I mean, it's just Boston right now and has been over the past few months has been notoriously known for being a racist sports city.
Oh, no, yes. We know the history. Well, that being said, okay, and I'm going to go here. In 84, I got to Las Vegas, started doing sports here in town, and then in 85, hired Steven Jackson to do weekend sports with us, who was African-American. He and I worked together for 9 years. Great, got along great. Loved working with Steve Jackson, and he did weekend sports. I did weekday sports, and we were a great team at that time doing sports here in Las Vegas. Before Channel 13 decided to dump its sports department, they no longer have a sports department. Anyway,
bad move.
Bad move, right? Yeah, especially at this time right now. That's the ABC station here in Las Vegas. But anyway, Steven Jackson and I worked together. What was odd, I grew up in L.A.